Tin Chaw is a very close friend of Aung San Suu Kyi. He has been unfairly described by some media in their reports as Aung San Suu Kyi's driver. He's actually a childhood friend of hers. They were classmates in the Yangon Methodist High School. He went to Yangon University. He did a MA in economics from there. He was one of the first scholarship boys to go to UK, and he studied in the UK. He came back, he worked for the government till 1992 when he resigned and joined the National League for Democracy, Aung San Suu Kyi's party. His father, U Htin, was the secretary of NLD, and his wife is a member of parliament currently. He was chosen by Aung San Suu Kyi because she trusts him. He's closest to her. She has already said that she would be above the president in the new dispensation, which means that the new president is unlikely to have any independent decision-making powers, that he would be looking over his shoulder all the time for guidance from Aung San Suu Kyi. So what we're going to see in Myanmar is perhaps a kind of a diarchy, the kind of diarchy that existed between Prime Minister Manmohan Singh and Congress President Sonia Gandhi in India, the diarchy that existed in Thailand between Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra and her exiled brother Thaksin Shinawatra. However, Myanmar is going into uncharted territory as far as this relationship between Aung San Suu Kyi and the new president is concerned, and one doesn't know how it will pan out. Because the 2008 constitution adopted by the military prohibits anyone with a foreign spouse or anyone whose children have foreign citizenship from contesting for presidency. This constitution was adopted and formulated in a national convention which was boycotted at that time by the National League for Democracy, Aung San Suu Kyi's party. Article 59F of the constitution, which contains these provisions, was actually inserted in the constitution with Aung San Suu Kyi in mind. It might have affected other people, but she's the only person who could have vied for presidency and could have even won the presidency. The idea behind it, the military says, is that those with foreign spouses or children with foreign citizenship will owe allegiance to a foreign power. This is the general argument they make, but the specific aim of this constitutional provision was to bar Aung San Suu Kyi from becoming president of Myanmar. It's not clear what her role would be in running the new government. There is speculation that she might become Prime Minister of Myanmar in the new dispensation. The constitution, however, has no provision for a Prime Minister. Equally, the constitution doesn't prohibit or prevent the government from creating such a post. There are others who say that she might become the Foreign Minister of Myanmar. Both as Foreign Minister or as Prime Minister, she would want to sit on the National Defence and Security Council, a very powerful policy-making body, which is currently dominated by the military. Others say that she need not become the Prime Minister or the Foreign Minister to be on the National Defence and Security Council, that she could be an invitee. However, whatever arrangement she comes up with, the new president, it would need the backing of the military. The military would have to bless that relationship. She faces many challenges, but I would identify two major challenges. One is how she deals with the ethnic minorities, and two, how she deals with the military in the long run. As far as the ethnic minorities are concerned, she has tried to send the right signal to them by appointing a vice president from the Chin ethnic Christian minority. However, this may not help her with the biggest problem she faces, that is how to deal with the Rohingya Muslims. She has surprisingly kept quiet about human rights violations and the violence against the Rohingyas, or on how to accommodate the Rohingyas in a humane fashion within Myanmarese society. I think her Western backers will bring more pressure on her to deal with the Rohingya issue, and she may not find it easy to deal with them or appease them in any way because of the Burman Buddhist majority on which she relies for her support. As far as the military is concerned, it's surprising that the military has nominated as its vice president a hardliner, General Than Swe. He was responsible for the crackdown in 2007 against the pro-democracy protesters led by monks. Later on, he became chief minister of the Yangon region. He was also very close to Senior General Than Swe. Than Swe was the man who really started this transition to a managed democracy. The army, by nominating a hardliner to vice presidency, is sending a signal that it is in no mood to get out of democratic politics, that it sees a role for itself in governing Myanmar. It is also significant that the constitution allows the army chief to nominate three ministers: the Minister for Home, the Minister for Defense, and the Minister for Border Security. You probably already know that 25% of all seats in both houses of parliament are reserved for army officers. They are nominated by the army chief. These are normally officers of ranks below lieutenant colonel, and they hardly ever participate in debates. They do what the army tells them to do. Now, why 25%? Because the constitution says that any change in the constitution would require more than 75% majority, which means that the army gets a veto over any constitutional change. So if Aung San Suu Kyi wants to change Article 59F or articles relating to army's role in parliament or army's nominating three ministers, she would find it very difficult to do, and it remains to be seen how she develops her relationship with the army and how the army itself transits through to proper democracy in Myanmar.